Welcome back, all my duelist friends. It is Sunday, and I'm so glad to be back. The throat is feeling way better. And before we get into today's video, I want to thank everybody who wished me like a speedy recovery. My every time the weather changes, my throat gets a little rough. I do tend to like binge film, so a lot of these will be done in like a singular day. And because of that and the amount of takes, sometimes I put a little too much stress on myself, and that's not considering my work conditions and all the shouting I have to do there. So, unfortunately, every now and again, I will have to take a couple of days off like that. But it is wonderful to know that you guys are with me 100% all the time. So, thank you, thank you, thank you. And let's get to today's deck. So, today's deck, and you're going to notice it's not white sleeves. Oops, sorry. It's green sleeves, is because this is Celestial Duelist's new and improved, slightly improved, Flame Wingman OTK, and this is what we have lovingly dubbed the Tester deck. So this will be a Tier 2 profile. We are going to be, and again, until somebody corrects me on that, I will be continuing to call that Tier 2, not Tier 3. But it is the new ban list. Kind of went over this, went into effect on the 22nd. So that's fine. And we're going to show you what the deck is, tell you what changed, and sort of wrap up our Speed Duel Spotlight in this video so that we can just kind of give you one today instead of breaking it up and making you have to come back to the channel. So for today, we are going to use the skill card. And again, this is her skill. This is her Jaden Yuki copy of Heroes Unite Fusion. So you activate this skill during the main phase by discarding one card, then fusion summon one elemental hero fusion monster, basically as though you'd use polymerization. If it requires two or more materials, more than two materials, and you control two of them, then you may also use monsters from your deck as well as material. And this can only be used once per duel. So this is her way of getting out of having to play polymerization. And then again, since she's playing without cards from Riders of Shadows, because again, we haven't had that much extra in the budget yet. She's going to be running like more old school. So she still has her 3 copies of Avion, her 3 copies of Burstinatrix. And because she doesn't have copies of her Sago, she will be using her copies of Goddess with the Third Eye. And again, all this is to try to maximize and speed up how fast she can get into the Flame Wingman. So it's a nice 9 monster count. The weakest card here is actually Avion, as Burstinatrix and Goddess are both at 1200, Avion at 1000. Now moving into her spells, she is using her 1 copy of Book of Moon here. She's using 1 copy of Cyclone, and that's already 2 of her 3 cards. Still abusing Double Night Beam because it's great. Using a single copy Reinforcement of the Army, and again, this comes from the 1 times list. And nowadays, she is using 3 copies of Shrink. Now, it's not quite the blowout that our Walls of Disruption were. And again, this is actually where the Walls of Disruption came from the last time we did this. 2 of these Shrinks were walls. But again, the last ban list, we finally have acknowledged the Wall of Disruption, was good enough to start influencing meta and really just being able to be too much advantage for a singular card. And so for now, this is her technique. She did want me to mention, since she couldn't be here for this filming, if you guys have any other techniques that you guys would like to share with her that you think will work just as well in this slot, go ahead and leave that in the comment section. And she'll give it a try. And if nothing else, it'll, vary out the amount of play testing. Next up, still going to go with 3 Lost Winds because, again, moving into the GX era, even though we are going to get to go back into Battle City for some extra cards, Fusion Summoning is not going to go anywhere anytime soon. If anything, we're just going to get new and better ways to do it. And Lost Wind is really going to provide her a lot of advantage moving forward against the rest of the decks we have to build. So just real quick, guys, go ahead and either... because I don't know, you might be on your cellular, you may be on a tablet, you might have the ability to screenshot. If you do, go ahead and do a screenshot, save this for later. If not, maybe pause and take some notes real quick, and then I'll be back with the extra and side decks in just a moment. All right, so moving into her fusions, she is, of course, I don't know why she has two in here, but she does have two copies of the elemental hero Flame Wingman. Generally speaking, the way that this one is built, she didn't actually have to do this because she can actually only fusion summon once per duel. And I'm going to let her know. But she can actually add another large-scale fusion in here if she chooses. And then as additional support, she will have her Cyberblader, her Cyber End, her Master of Oz, and her Ojama King. And again, I don't think it really matters what the fifth character is going to be, as they all have different strengths and weaknesses. She can collapse up to 3 zones. This is the strongest non-Blue Eyes Ultimate fusion released. And again, since the secondary collection does not have one, this is the maximum power she has to put out. Psy End is going to be the largest with piercing damage effect. Blader definitely has the most effects. And then, of course, Flame Wingman, when it wins by combat, will deal effect damage to the opponent equal to the attack value that the destroyed monster had in the graveyard. So again, by putting it face down in defense with the Book of Moon, or by shrinking it, she's able to actually jump over the opponent's monster and then potentially even finish them in one move. So again, pretty cool extra deck. And then her side deck is as follows, and you'll notice there were only 2 cards from the 3 list. So the third one is an additional copy of Book of Moon, because again, it is just more useful. And since Offerings to the Doomed is now at 1, kinda had to drop that out. 2 copies of Defusion, because again, you will be facing a lot of other fusion decks since fusion is more prominent. And if you're playing up against something like Evil Heroes, this may help. It may not, because again, they do have Dark Calling, and the heroes, the base heroes, do not yet have Miracle Fusion. So it's kind of a give and take. It may work, it may not work. But between this and a Lost Wind, you should be okay. And then, of course, in order to make the rest of her extra deck live, 3 copies of Waking the Dragon. And again, with the big popularity moving forward of Nightbeam, not that it hasn't been popular already, but with Nightbeam moving forward, Cosmic Cyclone still being a big deal. Waking the Dragon, very easy card to resolve. If it gets destroyed or banished and is either in the graveyard or in the removed from play by the effect of an opponent's card, you can go into your extra deck or your main deck, special summon 1 monster that could be special summoned. And again, you can't do it with an elemental hero, but you can do it with these 4 big headliners, and she knows that. So just for simplicity's sake, this is a very good, very strong build. While this will probably do for a locals, I don't know how this will do for a Speed Duel regional. It is something to look out for. And guys, I just hope that you enjoyed this today. If you have, consider supporting the channel. It's as easy as like, comment, and subscribe if we've earned it. Additionally, if you have a little bit extra, and I'm not saying that you should, I'm not saying you have to, but if you do and you'd like to help support us a little more directly, you could always go head over to the Buy Me a Coffee website. Our link will be down below. And, buy us a coffee. We'll use it towards, sleeves or additional Speed Duel sets and or, some other releases that are coming out. And we'll be able to use it to help supplement our budget to get those things onto the channel faster for you guys to enjoy. So this is the deck Celestial will be using. And like I said, if you guys have got any hints for her, if you've got any, more solutions, she really wanted to build this one by herself. So it was really me being a little more hands-off. And, just let her know. And then as you guys leave the comments, I will let her know. She'll go down through the comment section. She'll probably thank you guys individually. But for now, just have a lovely weekend. Do me one favor. The rest is all optional. This is mandatory. I want you guys to go out and enjoy the rest of your weekend. Okay? I want you to take some time for your mental health. I want you to do what you guys need to do what you want to do. Okay? I don't care if it's 5 minutes or you have an hour to spare. If you like to go read your favorite book, you want to catch up on your favorite anime, whatever it is, I 100% support you. I want you to go do that today. Go do that. Okay? Enjoy the rest of your weekend. I'll see you guys next time. Later.